Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to Double Advantage, a D&D podcast where none of us have any idea what's going on at any moment, and it's fucking chaos, and we love it. We love it so very much. My name is John, and I will be your Dungeon Master, and I'm here with my beautiful friends, BryceKrispie, Blazing Torchic, and Datsunami. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yo.
Hell yeah. So, quick announcement. We got about 45 minutes into this episode, and all the footage got lost. So instead of re-recording all of that and faking our way through it, I'm just going to read a really long recap, and hopefully that gets the point across. And those last 45 minutes will be known as the Lost Files for the rest of time. So sorry if this is not as much detail, and you guys, if I miss anything, please let me know after I read it. That way I can clarify some things. But other than that, let's get into this very long recap. Our three intrepid adventurers, Sakura, Skald, and Volstagg, traveled up the Forver Peaks mountain range at the behest of a family who was worried about their lost child. Upon getting to a vertical incline, the group decided to have a little race that ended in one person going very slow, one very fast, and one turning into a goddamn squirrel. Upon arriving at the top of the plateau, they were surprised to see an Aarakocran individual pinned to a boulder by her wing. As they began to help her, an arrow was fired swiftly, and Skald blocked the arrow with his shield while staring down two disgusting gnolls. A battle ensued, and intensity was amplified. Daggers were thrown, cliffs were climbed, spears were chucked, and holy beams of radiant energy were blasted, resulting in a victory for our band of heroes. After the combat, they gathered some spears and began to lift this boulder, freeing their newfound companion. They began to bandage and splint the injury and went to bed for the night. Volstagg and Skald were both uneasy about the possibility of recovery for this individual, and felt as if more could have been done. But, with a night's rest achieved, they gathered their things as the individual began to wake up, panicked and in pain. She told the tale of how her mother was severely sick, and that she traveled into the mountain in search of a fungus that could help cure disease. This fungus was familiar to both Skald and Volstagg, and this familiarity led them to decide that in the end, aiding this Aarakocra in finding this fungus was the best course of action. She then introduced herself as Juniper, and began to lead them onto the path towards the temple. They scaled to the top of the mountain, where they were met by twin metal doors blocked by rocks. And after a few minutes of searching, Volstagg and Juniper found a crack in the mountain that led into the temple. Volstagg transformed into a lizard and found the devastating rubble of what was a beautiful temple. With that information, he scurried back, and Juniper used stone shape to slowly make the bigger opening that would allow them to get inside. Once inside, they saw the destruction up close. They saw a plethora of statues, all of which they discovered had expressions of immense fear. And right as Juniper pointed out the possible direction of the fungus, they began to hear this loud scraping sound, and moments of shaking earth that got louder and louder and louder, until they heard a crash of rock and marble as they watched a giant 8-legged reptilian creature with glowing blue eyes come battering towards them, 13 feet in length and 7 feet tall. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll some initiative. So,
ooh, here we go.
We are in the midst of combat. Ironically, this is where the footage was lost, so it works out well. So, go ahead and roll some initiative, my friends.
Yeah, not looking good, Chief. Not looking good.
Did I curse it?
I mean, hey, that's not horrible.
Okay.
All right, Volstagg.
Yeah. It's like,
Let's go.
Okay, Volstagg. All right. Ironically, I think Volstagg went. Actually, I don't know. Has Volstagg gone first every time?
No, I've usually gone first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go clerically last. I'm okay with it.
Clerically last. Honestly, you literally. Okay, all I know is that Skald has gone last every time.
Yep.
I know that.
Yep.
I know that for a fact.
Yep.
All right. And so before combat had ensued, while you guys were looking around, Juniper did throw up this orb that lit up the room. So even though you guys have dark vision, everybody can see in straight up light right now. It is lit in this cave. So with that, let me go ahead and roll initiative for her so you guys can see it. And that's a natural 20 for your Aarakocran friend. So, and then I'm gonna roll for this creature. Scald, can you make a history check for me?
History, I absolutely can. Oh, 6.
You have no idea. You are scared shitless. You don't know what this creature is at all.
This thing is fucked.
You are absolutely scared shitless. All right, let me go ahead and... Oh, I gotta actually pull up... Sorry for the type.
Get him out of the way now, guys.
Yeah, get
Bad
the
rolls
bad
out of the
yeah,
way.
Yeah.
For a freaking... For a history check? Yeah, you want to get that out of the way real quickly.
You've rolled 6 twice. Please don't do it a
I
third
know.
time.
Okay,
2 6s in a row. I'm going to hell, baby.
that's cocked. Oh, that... Actually, wait, you might go... What is yours?
Might go second to last. I'm
You-
6 with an initiative of 0.
The creature goes last.
Hey,
Yes,
slow
let's go.
fucking.
So, it's gonna go Juniper, then Volstagg, then Sakura, then Skull,
Actually, I gotta open the kill count.
and the creature. So, my friends, let's go ahead and get into it. So, as this creature starts barreling down towards you guys at a slow speed, but it's towering and scary, and in the moment, it looks like it's going pretty fast, but it's really not. You watch as Juniper moves closer to you guys because she was over off looking at a separate area for the fungus, and you guys all kind of grouped up around these statues. So she makes her way towards you guys, and she is going to cast Shield of Faith on Sakura. So
Let's go.
what that does
Nice.
is you now have a +2 to your AC for the next 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So 17 armor. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, so now you're even harder to hit.
So now you're super
Let's
hard to hit.
go.
So she does that as a bonus action, and then she's going to use the rest of her movement to get behind you guys. And for her action, she is just going to stay there. So that is her action. She goes ahead and runs over, touches you on the shoulder, Sakura, and then you feel this protection come over you, and then she backs up. And Volstagg, it is now your turn.
All right. So might seem a little familiar, but we're gonna cast some Entangle here.
Alrighty.
Try and
Hell yeah.
stop this thing dead in its tracks.
And
Let's go.
Entangle is what again?
Grasping weeds and vines that sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range. For the duration, these plants turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain. A creature in the area, when you cast a spell, must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until spell ends. A creature restrained by the plants can use its actions to make a strength check against your spell. Save DC on a success. It frees itself.
Got it. Alrighty. So, a strength. What is your spell save DC, by the way?
Where's that at?
It should be.
So at the top of like where you click on the spells tab, it should be like right at the top there. You see +4 modifier.
Yeah, spells
You know,
tab.
Okay, I
plus
got-
something spell tech and save DC.
Save DC is 13.
He rolled a 12.
Oh,
So
Ooh.
he fails. So you watch as these vines come up from the cracks in the rock and begin to wrap around all of its 8 legs, and then tightens, keeping it in place there as it begins to try to struggle and wriggle free, but it cannot. With that is your action. Do you want to move or use a bonus action?
Yeah, I move over towards Sakudo and why can't I think? And Juniper. That
Got
was
it.
her name.
Okay, you go ahead and you make your way over there. It's about 10 feet. You just swiftly make your way over there, and you have finished your turn unless you have a bonus action.
Not one that I can use right now.
All right, sounds good. So with that, Sakura, you're up.
okay. How far away is the basilisk or whatever it is?
You're looking at about with the entangle, you're probably about 40-45 feet.
Okay, that would be 2 movement turns.
And you gotta remember too. Just I'll remind you, because of the entangle, if you do try to get super close to it, you will also get caught in the entangle. So there's a possibility you get trapped.
Okay, so if I stand right outside the tangle, how far away am I from it?
So he would have put the tangle in the center. So if it's about 20, you would have. If you stand right outside, you'd be about 20 feet away from him. If you stand
perfect.
right outside,
Right in range of my dagger.
there you go.
Okay, I move right to the outside of the entanglement thing, and I throw my dagger aiming for the eyes.
All right, make an attack.
Okay. Okay, 19.
19 does hit. It does hit. So go ahead and roll your
Okay.
damage.
Let's go. 4 and 8.
Oh, that is a very big hit. So you watch as Sakura runs up, pulls out one of the daggers, and kind of throws it in like a shuriken style, like from the palm, and it just sears into its like neck, and just kind of pierces in. And it doesn't go in super hard because it's a very like thick, leathery, scaly hide, but it does some damage. So with that, you do have your bonus action dagger, if you would like to throw that with your offhand. Or you could keep
Yeah,
that
I'll
one.
throw that.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, let's go. And 17.
17 also hits.
Okay, right. So do I just not class the +4? on the
There should be a
damage for
separate.
this one?
You should have a separate thing that says bonus action, and it should be a separate dagger attack, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Oh, it's because I don't have the other dagger.
Oh, okay.
So how do I put that onto offhand again?
Let me go ahead and check your character sheet because I believe we set it up so it was like in like a
The
bonus.
sword
action.
shard I can.
So let's just say it would just be 1d4. So go ahead and do just 1d4, nothing else.
Okay.
And
That's
that
good.
Yeah, 'cause
should.
the offhand,
and
you
4 damage.
Oh,
yeah,
jeez, there you
offhand
go.
you don't add anything.
Damn. There we go. There's the damage rules.
Alrighty, so with that, you take your second dagger, throw it again as it pierces in one of its legs that is currently entangled, and you watch as it starts bleeding this sick, gross green-blue color. It's kind of disgusting. And with that, you end your turn, and Scald, you are up, big man.
Alrighty.
Clerically second to last.
Clerically second to last this time. Let's see. Do I want to... Alright, for the first turn, I'll just kind of buff us up a little bit. I'm going to cast Bless on the
Fuck
three
yeah.
of us. So
Alright.
that will let, all three of us will be able to add a d4 to our attack rolls and saving throws.
Which is extremely good
Yes.
for you
that,
and bad for me. Yeah.
If that should help us, if you're just almost gonna hit or just gonna save, like you can get that extra little
And that's
buff in
on
there.
everybody except Juniper.
Yes, yeah, I only
Okay.
have the ability to do 3.
Yeah, fuck the injured bird. Cool.
Nope, fuck her.
Just kidding. All right, so with that, do you want to
and-
move at all?
Yeah, I'll move if I'm not already like kind of in between me and or the basilisk and Juniper.
Yeah, you can go
I'll
ahead
move
and
a
do
little
that.
more in the
So
a
right
little more
now,
in the way. and
right
then-
now, to kind of set the scene, there's this basilisk in this gigantic bramble that is currently wrapped up. Sakura is about 20 feet from it, who just finished throwing these daggers, and Volstagg and Scald are basically side to side protecting Juniper from anything that could potentially happen. So, with that, it is now the basilisk's turn, who can't do anything except use its action to escape, I'm pretty sure. Yes. So, it is a DC of 13, you said? Is your spell save?
I think.
Yeah,
it
for
was.
Bryce, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a
Yes.
13. So, he does escape, but that's his
Damn it.
action, and he has 20 feet of movement, so he can get halfway out. So, he is now halfway out of the bramble. And with that, he can't do anything. But now he's 10 feet away from you, Sakura. So keep that in mind. Juniper, is now up, and she is going to... What is she going to do? Nothing's really happened yet. She's just going to keep focusing on the Shield of Faith that she has on you, Sakura. So she is going to... actually, she's going to move the light to be above the basilisk. It's a basilisk. I'm just going to tell you guys. She's going to move
Throwing
the...
people got that away.
Yeah, she's going to move the orb directly above him. So now the entire room above him is lit up perfectly. And with that, that ends her turn. Volstagg, you're up once again.
All right. So for my action, I am going to wild shape.
It's actually a bonus action for you.
It is. Oh,
It
that's
is.
right. So I'm going to use my wild shape as a bonus action
Yes, sir.
to transform into a giant badger.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit. Honey Badger don't give a fuck. Let's do
Badger,
it.
badger,
Go.
badger, badger.
Let's do it. All right. Hell yeah. Bonus action, giant badger. Which scares the fuck out of you, Scald. Like, he's standing right there next to you, and all of a sudden, just poof, big badger.
Grr.
And it's
Oh,
like,
he's cute.
oh shit.
And I give him scratches.
Aw, the honey badger. All right, so you go ahead and, as a bonus action, transform into this giant badger.
Okay, so
And I have the stats here if you don't, which...
I haven't pulled up the.
Boom, there you go.
Oh
Alrighty.
yeah, a prepared druid.
Yes, sir.
So, I can burrow for 10 feet, so that should put me right at the edge of the basilisk, right?
If you burrow for 10 feet, yes, it would.
Okay. So I burrow underground, get up as close as possible, pop up, and use my multi-attack action.
I don't think you're allowed to use multi-attack just yet, because you're still
No.
low level, so it would only be one attack.
Okay.
So
Uh,
either bite or claw is your choice.
let's see.
I think if the animal has the ability, he gets to use it.
Does he?
I'm not sure.
Let me
I
see.
don't know.
Because it's within his challenge rating. So as long as it's within his challenge rating, I think that's your call. 100% though.
Let me see.
Maybe.
Extra, or it's multi-attack. Sorry, multi-attack.
Looks like the intro was right.
Let's see. Does a druid get the multi-attack?
I don't want to bog it down. I just think that it
Yeah,
is.
I just didn't know because I definitely read somewhere that you might not. You retain the benefit of any feature from your class, race, or other source. You can use them. Extra attack says multi-attack, so you can either take 2 attacks. I think you can.
Okay. Well then, yeah, we're gonna multi-attack.
Yeah.
This thing.
Okay, yeah, it
If
just
that's
means you don't get 3 attacks. That's what it is. Because some
okay.
people like to say you get multi-attack and a bite or claw attack. So you do get a
Oh,
multi-attack.
okay, yeah.
So you basically will make 1 bite attack and 1 claw attack.
My claw attack. All right. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna bite and claw this giant beast.
Yep. Let me clarify something here. Okay, yeah. So you used the way that it would have worked is you were kind of far. So you used 30 feet to run up and then 10 feet to burrow to get close to it. Because you were
Yes.
about 40. You were about 40 feet away from it.
Okay.
So you did use both. So you're good.
Okay.
So for the bite,
I don't know what is wrong with my Discord.
is it bad today?
It's really bad. It's been doing this
Jeez,
Like-
I'm sorry.
Yikes.
bad because like it was doing this earlier and I didn't want it to do it right now.
Yeah,
Sorry for that.
it happens. It's all good, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So,
so-
what'd you roll for the bite attack?
Which one do I roll for that?
It'd be a D20 plus 3.
D20 plus 3. Okay. We got. That is a 14, so 17.
17. That does hit. So roll a D6 plus 1.
That is a solid 6.
Solid 6. All right. And with that, you go ahead and bite down on its leg as you pierce through its tough hide. You begin to feel the blood ooze down, and you pull back and you go ahead and you prep your claws, Wolverine style. I know it's a badger, but still. And you go ahead and you just try to dig into its leg some more. So go ahead and roll another d20 plus 3.
Oh shit, that one fell. We got an 18 on that one, so
18.
19, 20, 21.
21, yes, of course that hits. So go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 1. Let's see what you get.
7 total.
7 damage. Wow. So you guys all watch as Volstagg transforms into this giant badger, runs, and then burrows down and pops up and instantly just latches on with its jaw and begins to bite and sink his teeth in. He pulls away and he unleashes his claws and just begins to slash and tear into this leg like a literal animal. So with that, you go ahead and you pull away. Actually, technically, you would have entered the bramble because we'll say that because you burrowed, technically you would have dug under it and up, so you would have uprooted it. Does that make sense? Like you would have ran.
But now I'm in it, technically.
Now you're in it. So if you want to leave it, then you're screwed.
Right.
But now that you're in it, because you came from underneath instead of stepping into it, I'm gonna give you a pass on that one. Because I get to make that decision, and I'm the GOAT. So with that, you end your turn, and it is Sakudo's turn. So Sakudo,
Let's go.
you have started your turn within 30 feet of this creature, which means that I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Come on, come on.
Oh,
16.
16. You begin to feel your body quake. You begin to feel your joints lock up and start seizing, and you look at your feet and they begin to start turning into the same stone color, but you begin to fight it and push it back, and you watch as that stone gray begins to fade from your body. And
I was about to say you could add a D4 to that.
you could add a D4 to that. Go ahead and add it just to
No,
see.
go to 20.
A 20.
It'd be 20.
Okay, you're.
Oh
yeah.
wait, no, I'd have to roll the D4, wouldn't I?
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah, let's roll the D4. Not
Just-
just assume it's a 4.
Just
It's a
4.
4
Yeah,
anyway.
it is
a
a
4.
So yeah,
Let's go.
you begin to shake off this effect that this creature is trying to give to you. You watch as it begins to lock eyes with you, and the glowing blue eyes just try to take you over, and you just push it out. So, it is now the start of your turn. You are not petrified, so go ahead and do what you want to do.
Okay, so how far away is this thing?
You are currently about 20 feet because you are at the edge of the bramble. If you want to go in, you do have to make a check. Both your daggers are currently in this creature, so you have limited options, but you do have options nonetheless.
Okay. Right. How far away are the walls? Like, is this quite an enclosed space, or are the walls, like, really far away?
It's not as enclosed. It's about an 80-foot wide, like, I wouldn't say sphere, like a cavern. It's just an 80-foot wide cavern with like a 100-foot tall ceiling.
Okay, so the walls are decently far away.
Yeah,
then.
they're decently
Okay.
far. It's not a closed quarter instance.
Okay. Right, would I be able to make a running jump and try and get as far into the bramble as possible?
I think you can. Let me just check and see how to calculate that, because you can make a long jump. I just don't know how you calculate that.
Oh, it better be acrobatics. I'm +8.
When you...
It has to do. Hold on, let me.
Okay, I see it. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score. If you move at least, so let me see. Wait, let me read it. Let me read it more in detail here. Jumping. So long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can leap only half the distance. Either way, each foot you clear on the jump costs a foot of movement. Okay, so strength. It says strength score. So it doesn't say strength
That's literally-
modifier.
Yeah, that's literally like the number.
So what is your number?
15.
15. So that means, goddamn, that means your long jump can be 15 feet.
Ooh.
That's like
I'd
a
have to move
world.
back 10 feet.
That's
though.
like a world record, isn't it?
What is the world record?
Look up the world record long jump.
Long jump world. Oh, this would be great for a meme. I don't know if this is in feet or meters. I think it's in meters. So let's do meters to feet.
This is gonna be hilarious. Sakura just might have set the world record for fucking long jump.
What? Yeah, nah, no.
Oh no, it's
No.
not?
Bro. Okay, please tell me that's meters. I can't tell if it's meters.
If it's meters, how long would it be in feet?
If this is meters, it would be 30 feet, pretty much.
What?
So I wouldn't even be half. Or I'd be just above half.
I need to look this up.
Fuck!
Long jump world record feet.
Fucking break time.
29 foot.
29 foot
Oh
for
my-
men. Holy shit. 24
Bruh,
for
so-
women.
Wait, these
Hold on.
people have hops.
Bro, Sakura ain't shit.
No.
Nah, bro, you ain't shit, dude.
Was
Oh,
it
geez.
in 1991? I gotta watch this.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah,
I'm
it's
watching this.
definitely possible then. If 30 is the record and 15 is what you can do, I believe it. So yeah. So you would have to move about 10 feet back. So
Uh-huh.
go ahead and so
Oh,
I would say you move 10 feet back and then you run 10 feet forward and do a 15 jump. You would actually be able to get on it if you want.
Yeah, let's get on this basilisk.
Okay, so you don't have to roll because long jump is just something that everybody can do. So you don't have to roll, but I do need you to roll an acrobatics or athletics check to see if you can grab onto the creature.
Oh, bro, acrobatics +8. Let's go.
All right.
And 23.
23. You go ahead and you back up and you run and you leap and you grab onto its neck and kind of flip yourself up with the momentum to be on its back. And you are now standing there on top of the creature. What would you like to do?
Okay, so if I were to move to the head, would that be a movement? Would that take up a turn to move to the head?
So you would have used 10 feet to back up, 10 feet to go forward,
And then
excuse me,
15
and 15 feet to
so-
jump. So that's 35, which is your full movement.
Yeah.
So you cannot. But
Okay.
unless a jump is a jump's got to be
jump
part of
uses
your
your
movement.
movement.
It's got to be your movement.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
jump's
you do have an action and a bonus action still if you do want to attack with your swords.
Which, as a rogue, you can use for movement.
Oh, you could use your bonus action to move, yeah, but you would lose out on your attack.
Yeah, so it's a case of do I go for the eyes or do I just stab it right now?
It's your choice.
I'd only be able to take out one eye, right? Would that do anything?
You know.
Surely that does
Oh
something.
well, no, you wouldn't know.
Oh,
The
yeah.
eyes seem magical. I'll say that much. So I'll let you deduce what you think about that.
Because I feel like its ability to petrify would definitely be weakened if I took one eye out.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, I guess we're going for the eyes.
All right, so you use your bonus action to move up to the head. It's about 5 feet,
Yeah.
maybe less.
Oh, wait a minute. My short sword has a 5-foot reach.
Does it?
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Everything is all
Yeah.
stuff is
All
5
right.
foot reach.
So you can go ahead and you can kind of lean forward and try to kind of do like a reach around stab.
Ooh,
Kind of like
sexy.
drive it in because you're on its like back and you're trying to stab it in its eye like from the back, so you're like trying to get it through. So go ahead and roll your 2 attacks.
Okay. 18.
That'll hit.
Ooh.
So go ahead and roll
Okay.
your standard attack with that one.
Oh, not as good. 6.
Okay, not bad at all. And go ahead and roll for your second offhand attack.
18 again.
18 again. Go ahead and roll your standard d6.
Bro, literally the exact same rolls.
Look at
But
that.
just without the +4. So 8 damage.
All
total.
right, so you go ahead and you stab one time down in the like cheekbone, kind of, tearing into it. And you take the other one and tear down again, and you begin to start like pushing it in deeper and deeper, and you pull away, and you didn't actually really like damage the eye, but now the eye is kind of covered in blood. So
Okay.
you didn't really do much to the eye, but now the eye has been shielded by this just gross, sickly colored blood. And with that, it is Scald's turn. You watch as your friends turn into a badger, run really fast, dig underground, bite and tear into this thing's leg. You watch as Sakura practices for the world record long jump, gets on this creature, stabs it twice in the face, and you're just sitting there protecting this bird.
I'm just like, damn, that's some pretty cool people.
Damn, these guys are much cooler. Holy shit.
Damn, this is better than walking alone. All right. Well, I might as well get in on a little bit of this fucking action here.
All right.
I'm gonna do my Kamehameha. I'm going to guiding bolt
Yes, sir.
this boy right up the butt.
Right up the butt. Let's go ahead and see it.
Okay, whoops. Let me click the roll button here. +6. Oh, it's almost a natural 20.
A 14 does not hit.
You do have the D4 though. You do have
Oh,
the
you have the D4.
My man,
Dude,
reminding me of my own fucking spell. The 16 hit.
16 does hit. Good
Hey.
shit. That's what
Hey.
that is. I love that you guys remember this shit because yeah, right? That doesn't hit without the remembering.
I will
Yeah.
remember.
All right, so go
I
ahead.
remember.
Oh,
15 damage.
Massive damage. Holy shit. So you watch as your friends start tearing into this thing. You're like, hey, that's
Yeah, I
no
wanna
fair.
have fun.
I want to turn. And you just go boosh. And you just like
Fucking
blast double hand energy, just beam of light into this creature's body as it begins to turn some of the spikes and scales to just ash immediately. And the dark black spot on its torso is just currently smoking. And you can see the red flesh underneath, kind of like still moving a little bit, like the muscle.
Yeah.
And this thing takes a hefty 15 points of damage. That is a massive hit.
And the next attack will have advantage.
And the
on it
next
as well.
attack does have advantage, which is fantastic. So with that,
Advantage and an extra D4. Jeez.
yeah, advantage and
Yup.
an extra d4. So with that, it is going to be... What are we going to do? We're going to do... Oh no, it's the basilisk. But...
Oh, to be
Ooh.
fair, I want to be as fair as possible. I was supposed to be at disadvantage
Were you?
because you cannot directly look at the basilisk,
Oh, you're right. No, because
or I would have had to have made a save.
you're 45 feet away.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. You and
Oh,
Juniper are
let's
45
go.
feet away. Your friends are the ones that are engaged. You
Okay,
guys are far from
okay,
it, so
okay.
you do not.
I'm glad. Okay.
But
I was
thank
trying
you.
to be fair.
But thank you for
Thank you.
reminding me. I appreciate that. But no, you guys are far. You
Yeah.
guys have stayed away. And with that, it is the basilisk's turn. And seeing that it has a creature on its leg and a creature on its back,
Oh no.
it is going to roll.
Oh no.
It is going to roll to squish you with its back spikes and push you into the bramble. So this would be, it's not really an attack, but I'm going to roll it as an attack because it's going to squish you and hurt if you get rolled on. So
Okay.
I'm going to, actually, you know what? No. I want both of you to make dexterity saving throws to see if you can dodge out of the way. That's what I'll have you do.
Oh, thank God.
That makes more sense in my mind.
Oh no, that was going so well until it didn't.
Ooh,
Oh, that
Ooh, a
was
10.
That literally was on 18.
A 10 and a 13.
Wait, don't we get a +4?
You
Do we get a
do.
+4?
You do.
It's a 17.
No,
Okay,
you
come
gotta
on,
roll the
please,
d4. You
no.
gotta roll the d4.
We gotta roll the d4. That's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Wait, where do we
13.
roll just the d4 at?
There should
So,
be
if you-
Left.
a d20 button on
Yeah.
the bottom left.
Yeah, then just click the little pyramid-looking one.
I think I'm still screwed.
Okay, Sakudo, you have a 13, and Volstagg, you have a 15. Damn, that saved one of you. So because you are on its back, your swords are still kind of in this creature's body. As it begins to roll, you don't have enough time to pull your swords out, and it rolls onto you, and the spikes begin to pierce your body. The bramble begins to stick into you, and you take 5 points of piercing damage as you get crushed underneath this creature. and
Okay, that's not as bad as I
and
thought.
he rolls back onto his feet, and you are currently on the floor. And because Volstagg, you burrowed, in order to dodge, you kind of just go back in the hole and then pop back up, like a badger, like a gopher, like whack-a-mole type situation. And you pop back up to see this creature has just, you feel like has killed your friend, even though it's not true. It's just, it looked really bad. Like,
It looked bad, but we're good.
like,
Oh, shit.
like Juniper and Scald are like, oh fuck, that's not good at all.
I'm just like,
Ooh,
thumbs up. I'm okay.
That's gonna hurt.
thumbs up, like in the dirt. Juniper, it is now her turn. She sees this and she calls out to you and says, "Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. I got you." And she casts Healing Word as she goes ahead and speaks these words to you, and it fills you with this energy, and you heal 6 points. So
Nope,
you
back
heal
to
back
full.
up to full.
Let's go.
All right, and with that, she doesn't have to move because it's 60 feet, so she stays behind Scald. Volstagg, your turn, Mr. Badgerman.
All right, we're going all out for another multi-attack.
Yes, sir, you are.
Trying to think here.
So it's a d20 plus 3, and then
Okay.
whenever
Well-
damage needs to come through.
Am I in any disadvantage from being in the bramble now?
No, because you just ducked back into that hole. Oh,
Okay.
but because he rolled, you would have to get in. And actually, I'm not keeping track of my shit very well. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Wouldn't rolling crush the bramble?
You would think.
Roll the d4 quick.
Oh, yeah, roll the d4. Because this will make a difference. What is that? Is it 13?
Four.
It's a 4.
So
13?
yeah.
You barely save.
Oh.
Hey.
Without the
that's
d4. The d4 is saving your ass right now. You watch as you begin to dig back up from this hole, and you take your claws out, and you watch as your claws start turning into the same gray stone color as all the other statues, and you begin to fight it off, and it just flushes back to regular color, and you now can make your way in, but you have to make a what is it, a strength saving throw? So
Yes.
a strength saving throw as a badger would be d20 plus 3.
$19.
All right. Yep. You go ahead and you jump into the bramble, and because your animalistic nature, and you're so used to stuff like this, the bramble and woods and forests and stuff, you just kind of claw your way through it, and you begin to make your way towards the basilisk, Jesus. And you can go ahead and make your attacks.
All right.
So d20 plus 3 for both attacks.
All right. Here is the bite. So 15.
That hits.
Right.
And the bite is, I believe, 1d6 plus 1.
So 7.
7 points of damage. This thing is looking beat up. You go ahead and you start digging into that same leg, just tearing it, ripping chunks out of this creature's leg. And it is beginning to make this growling sound. It's beginning to breathe heavily, and it's beginning to like slobber and like drool this gross liquid. And you go ahead and you make your claws attack.
All right. D20. 5.
5. Well, plus 3, so 8. 8 does not hit. You go ahead and you try to dig your claws in, and this creature just lifts its foot up out of the way.
Wait. What about the d4?
Oh, the d4?
The
The D4?
D4? The D4?
The d4.
The D4?
So it's 8
The whole
plus
D4.
1d4. 12
4.
still misses. So you watch as its leg, he just lifts up his leg and then stomps it back down out of anger and frustration, and just begins to like make this loud hissing sound at you. Like it's it's like when you hear a snake hiss, but like imagine that like the base on it is just like absurd. It's basically one beefy lizard. Like you gotta think about it that way. So with that, Volstagg, it is now Sakura's turn, who is currently on the floor in the bramble. And
So are my swords gone?
no, you managed to like take them with you, but you got like rolled on. They're fine though.
Oh, okay. So I still have my swords. Okay, how far's the basilisk?
He would have rolled about, let's say, like 15 feet. Just rolling over. And you are on the ground, so you need to use half your movement to stand up.
Okay, so use half my movement. That means I'm on
So that-
17.5 feet.
Yeah, so let's say you have 15 left.
Okay. Okay, I can just walk up to the basilisk then.
You do need to make the strength saving throw, though, in order to not be affected by the bramble. You do have to go through the bramble, so just make a strength saving throw.
Okay, 13, let's add a d4 to that.
And the d4?
14.
Which I believe is, because the DC is 13, I believe. So,
Okay.
you go ahead and you do it, and you can go ahead and you can run towards this creature and start making some attacks.
Okay, let's go. Let's just... Am I able to hit its throat?
You would have to jump a
5
little
feet.
bit. It's about 13 feet tall. No,
Oh,
no, it's
jeez,
13.
okay,
it's
let's
13. It's 13 feet long. It's 7 feet tall. So yeah, you could.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, let's go for the neck then.
All right, go ahead and do a little
I'll
neck
throw.
slash. Ooh. Oh, you have a D4. Oh, natural 1. That misses automatically.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, natural 1s miss automatically, and natural 20s hit automatically. So with a natural 1, you get up, and as you're going, you stumble. Oh, and there's a natural 20.
I got both.
Damn.
Damn. Okay, so with that, this is going to be massive. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a segment I like to call How Much Damage Can a Rogue Do? So basically, this is with your offhand, so it sucks. So what we're going to do is you're going to roll a d6 for me.
It automatically adds 2d6.
Oh, it does? Cool. Roll those then.
Okay.
Wow, a 1 and a 2 for 3 damage. Pog.
Let's
I love this segment of how much damage can a
God.
rogue do.
Damn.
So you do 3 damage on a crit, but Volstagg is technically engaged, so you do get sneak attack, which is also doubled. So you roll 2 extra d6
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
because sneak attack is crazy and it also doubles. That's a better roll.
Anytime.
So 8. So you
There
roll
we go.
so 11 damage on a crit. Not what I was expecting, but still pretty good. So you watch.
I could have done 24 damage?
You could have done a shit ton. But it does not matter because as you run up to this creature, you stumble and you miss the first one. But you have stumbled directly underneath its throat and you look up and you take the dagger and you plunge it upwards straight into its neck. And as you pull it down, the blood just splatters over you. But you have pierced through this creature's neck, into its mouth, into its brain.
Oh,
and you
this
have-
thing's gotta be gone.
And you have
Dead.
pulled it down, the blood splatters over you, and it begins to fall. But it happens
It
to
just
fall right on on Volstagg. So Volstagg,
Volstagg, get out the way!
I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw with a D4 for me. Oh man, 16. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You managed to
Okay.
Badger
dive back.
skills here.
You managed to dive back into your badger hole and pop back up as this creature has fallen dead.
Oh, so this is kill number 6.
So you have
Let's
got
go.
another kill. I'm happy with it, but like it just sucks because you get every kill, but it's hilarious. But this one was, natural 20 and the sneak attack. You killed it and then some.
Oh, bro, I got a nat 1 then a nat 20.
Yeah, that was hilarious. The back-to-backs like that. So Volstagg and Scald, you watch as Sakura makes a long jump onto this creature, stabs it in the eye twice. It rolls Sakura over. He gets up, trips, and just plunges the sword upwards. It is the most not swift kill you've ever seen from him. But it was kind of cool. I mean, he stumbled, but it was kind of cool. And with that, you watch as the bramble begins to creep back into the rock from whence it came. This creature is dead, lying there, and you have defeated the basilisk. So,
How many turns was that? Like, full all the way through. Was that 3?
Maybe 4.
Yes.
So that would have been
3 or 4,
about
yeah.
that would have been about in game like 30 seconds. Because
Bro,
of
we
the
just murdered this basilisk.
because of the way combat works. That was about 30 seconds in game. So, Volstagg, combat is over, so you can choose to come out of your badger form or stay in it. It's your choice. You have it for about another hour, pretty much, because it's only been a few seconds. So if you want to stay in it, you can, but you do not have to.
I will go ahead and stay in it for now.
Okay. Now that this thing is dead, you can see that Juniper is a little bit calmer, and she begins to slowly make her way towards the basilisk. Do you let her, Scald?
Yeah, I mean, she looks like she knows what she's,
All right.
looking for.
She heads up, and she's like examining the creature, and she says, I've read about these things. They petrify, and obviously I'm sure some of you experienced that and all the statues, but it secretes a liquid from its mouth that you can use to unpetrify people. And she looks around, and all of these statues are broken pretty much. Like, some of them still have bodies, but the heads are gone. Some of them have, torsos. Like, if you were to bring back some of these people, they would be dead anyway.
That would not be pretty.
And she looks and she's like, well, I mean, I can't help anybody else, but I think I can use this to make a petrification oil that if you ever run into another one of these again, you could have it on deck, on handy. So can somebody help me like collect it? And we can like bottle it up, and I can make some stuff for you guys as like a thanks. If that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I should be able to help out with that.
Okay. Here, just come with me. And she pulls you around to the front of the mouth, and it is fucking terrifying, right? Because you know it's dead, but it's like just the off chance that it might just be asleep. It could wake up and bite you. You don't know.
How
Just
about
got
blood?
stabbed in the throat as a nap.
Yeah, it's currently bleeding out of its throat, and you're still like, what if it comes back? But with her help, it's not very hard. She knows what she's doing, and you're helping her. You are able to collect a pretty hefty vial, like a bottle more or less, probably like a 32 ouncer of this saliva, basically, is what it is. She bottles it up and corks it, and she says, once I get home, a couple of days, and I can make something for you guys. And I can't really say anything else, but thank you. I don't have much else, but this is what I got. I can make this for you guys.
Thank you. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, of course. Oh, is anybody else hurt? I know I healed you, but does anybody need anything else?
Wait, was I the only one who took damage?
I think so.
And got healed immediately.
That was a clean fight.
Yeah, it was.
Just getting crushed.
Yeah, and she looks at you and she says, looks like this wasn't much help. And she like holds her hands together, and you watch that energy that she gave you kind of dissipate from your body, the shield of faith being removed. She just kind of giggles, and she's like, yeah, you got squished pretty bad.
It's fine, I can shake it off.
Well, good for you. All right, anyway, look, over here. And she leads you back to the area where she pointed out the where she thought the fungus would be. It's kind of up on this upraised platform. And she looks at her back and she says, if I was smarter, I'd be able to fly up there. But, things happen. You guys got rope?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got rope.
Yeah. So we have rope.
I know.
We have a lot of rope.
I know. Preposterous question. All right. If we can tie them all together and throw it up there, we can, or one of you or all of us can climb up there, whatever your choice.
All right. I don't have much knot tying experience, but I don't know if somebody else here does.
How high is the cliff?
It's about like a 60-footer.
Oh, we're gonna have to use 2 ropes then. Unless someone has like an 100-foot rope.
I only have a 50-footer.
Yeah.
Most
I think they only go
Same
50.
here.
most ropes come in 50. You could technically order a custom-made 100-foot rope, but you guys don't have one right now.
Ah.
So we'll go ahead and say, you know what? Here, let me do this. Okay, that was easy. So she rolled a 25 to tie the knot.
Well,
19 plus 6. She goes ahead and ties the knot. One of you, your guys' choice, or her if you want, needs to try to throw it up and land it on one of the rocks to get it secured.
so would this be a strength, right?
This would be a dex because you're throwing it.
Oh, a dex.
You're going for accuracy here, not power.
Well,
Got the best dexterity.
18 plus 4.
Yeah, you should probably
Yep.
do that.
18 plus 4.
Plus, I'm a badger.
All right, so with an
Badger,
18
badger,
plus
badger,
4, you go ahead and you throw it up, and it lands on this pointed rock, and you pull, and it begins to tie itself. And with that, you have a secure rope to go ahead and climb up this rock face. So, for the sake of brevity, because I don't want to have you guys roll for it again, we'll just say that each of you make your way, climb up. Volstagg, you can stay at the bottom in your badger form. You could drop it to climb, whatever your choice.
Mm,
You
for
can
now, I'll stay at the bottom in my badger form.
Okay, you stay at the bottom, keep watching your badger form as the 3 of you, Juniper, Sakura, and Scald, reach the top. And you see that there is a tiny little garden. There is this dead-looking dirt and grass that has just wilted away over time, hasn't been watered, and you see kind of buried underneath some of the dirt is this singular purple fungus. Just one. And you watch as Juniper goes up and starts digging at it and kind of gets underneath it to not like straight up pull it out of the ground, and picks it up and puts it in this glass jar. She kind of seals it up, and she looks at you guys and she says, "There's only one. That's not great. I don't want to use the last mushroom on the planet, you know."
Well, I mean, we didn't even expect to find one. This was kind of a long shot as it was, so
True.
I think you could take it.
I just feel bad, you know. There's got to be. She looks around and she starts kind of like examining the dirt. She's like looking at it and she's like, I might be able to cultivate it. Like grow it and keep it alive and grow more of it. But so I guess we're full of long shots today, but it's a long shot.
Hey, that's as long as you can keep that one. At the very least, if it doesn't work,
Yeah, that's true. She takes another glass jar and fills it with the dirt that it was growing in. She's like, in case it can only grow in this dirt, then I'm gonna bring it with me.
Makes sense.
It's worth it. It's worth a shot, I guess. And I guess if it is the last one to ever grow, then at least I tried.
Hey, at least we were getting it, and it's for a good cause.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Very true.
Okay, well, sorry I kind of put you guys in danger there.
Fun.
Yeah, I promise to not do that again. And she kind of, you can see there's some guilt on her face, for sure. She feels a little guilty about it. But
Well, we will all be putting each other in danger eventually, so don't feel too bad.
yeah, I guess so. And she goes ahead and she says, "All right, well, we got what we came for. Let's go home." And she begins to descend, and you watch as your badger friend is currently just like licking the blood off his claws. Down at the bottom. Delicious. It's delicious, Volstagg. It's like the best thing you've ever tasted. It's like jam. You know? You don't know any better.
Blood.
You don't know any better.
Please don't say the texture of jam as well.
Actually,
Oh,
you,
yes.
you keep your intelligence. So actually, no, you're probably not doing that.
No,
Yeah,
he's not.
that was like-
He's not an actual.
Yeah,
badger.
you're not an actual badger. It's not like some other spells where you actually turn into a badger. This is like
Right.
just a badger form. So no, you're not doing that. You're just keeping watch. Very perceptive. And she begins to lead you guys out. And she turns around and says, is there anything else you want to do in here? There's not much else. It's just rubble. But if you guys want to stay, that's fine. She just kind of looks at you guys.
Do we have anything else to do?
No, I was pretty sure we were gonna just head back with you to make sure that the bartender that I am forgetting his name requested us to come get. So I think we should head back and make sure he knows that you're safe.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair. And she begins to lead you guys out through the road, or not the road, the route that you took to get in here, back to the outside world where it is still daytime because it's only been it's been like 10 minutes maybe since you've entered. And to clarify, the bartender is Jackson or Jax.
Jackson. Jax.
And
That's
he,
what it was.
Jackson and his uncleanable glasses.
yeah, and he
Those-
said
those spectacles.
he said that the mission required you to take her back to coastline, not to the tavern.
Oh,
To
okay,
her,
that's what
to
it
her
was.
home,
Okay.
which is at this point about 4 or 5 days away.
Okay.
So you
That's
guys,
a journey.
you begin to make your way out of this cave into the morning sun. It's still morning. As you walk out, she takes a moment and says, "All right, well, I know the way back home. I can lead us. But I'm gonna need, a pair of watchful eyes, so that I don't get crushed again." And you see her kind of like laugh away the pain. She's like, "All right, so it's time to make our way down." So you make your way down the mountain, fairly easy because there is a path. You make your way down. Can somebody just roll me? I'll have each of you roll a perception check because these go well every time.
These go so well.
Hey.
Am I still a badger?
That's your choice.
All right.
I was gonna say,
Well-
yeah, you can at will.
Passive perception's 11.
Well, not at will, but
I mean, this is if you continue on, it'll continue for about an hour, and then an hour into the
Right.
journey, you'll turn back. So it's your
Wait,
choice.
Yeah, okay. And now that we're out of the cave, I'll go ahead and transform back into
Okay.
my
Half-orc
self.
form. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Do we still have the +4 from blessing? Because I don't want to be on 6.
I wish that only lasts a minute.
That's a minute. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
wow. So
Not 20.
Juniper rolled a 14, so she is keeping a hefty eye out. Scald with a 22, you are being very perceptive. You are behind her, making sure that you see, her and then some to make sure that she's safe, so you can see anything that could potentially be coming. Looking up at the high cliffs and ridges for extra, gnolls that are running around. You've encountered them before. Volstagg, you are heavy focusing on everything. You're noticing the smallest crunch of twigs from animals. You're noticing birds. You're noticing the sound of wind. You're noticing everything, and you're just solely focused on making sure that everybody's safe. And Sakura, you're like, "God damn, this is a cool forest.
We're back in the forest, boys.
God damn, we're back." You're like, "Okay,
wait.
now we're not in a cave anymore. I knew that was a cave, but now we're in a forest." Got it.
Wait, didn't I know it was a mountain when we went in?
Maybe, I don't know.
So it's like, wait, did we teleport to a forest?
Yeah, hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait, we were just in a mountain. Why are we in a forest now? What the fuck?
All these trees look the same.
Yeah, these perception checks, man, are not helping you.
Really?
They really aren't. So you guys go for the full rest of the day, about 8 hours of travel time, and you begin to start bedding down for the night. She points out this. You guys are still in the mountain, but you're towards the base, and she finds this little like cave side, similar to where you first found the kobolds. It's kind of this little like, not a cave, but like an outcropping. And you begin to set stuff up. Scald, you go ahead and you set up the fire. Volstagg, you're still peering around, making sure everything's okay. And you guys begin to sit around the fire and just there to have a discussion and chat amongst yourselves if you wish.
We technically don't know what that creature was still, right?
Now that you've fought it, go ahead and everybody make a history check.
I'm pretty sure Juniper would have told us, like, after collecting.
Actually,
this,
yeah,
like-
that's true. She would have.
Okay.
She would have.
Oh,
I was
well,
gonna say,
saved
yeah.
you from terrible throws.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, she would have
My
told you
dice
guys.
don't want me to know.
She would. Well, you would have been in badger form, not really there, so you can ask her.
Yeah, I want to inquire about the creature so that way I can, learn a little bit more about it in case we ever encounter one again.
She's currently in the process of eating some berries that she has in a pouch, dried and preserved fruits. And she looks at you and she says, that was a basilisk. They dwell in caves and they have the ability to petrify people and turn them into stone. And it's a weird thing that Mother Nature decided to do, because they turn creatures into stone and their saliva turns it back to flesh. So they turn people into stone, and when they're hungry, they will eat them. And it's not like eating stone, because while they're eating, it turns back into flesh. So it's a very efficient thing that it can do. So it's not just eating rocks, but it's kind of scary when you think like, it was just, it evolved to be that way. It's kind of scary. Actually, it's very scary. But yeah, I know a lot. My mom makes potions and remedies and stuff, and I've been helping her. And we work for a temple and other common shops, and we provide them with potions and treatments, oils and balms, stuff like that. And since she's been sick, we haven't been able to do a lot. I've been kind of carrying the workload, and who knows what they've been doing since I left. But yeah, I know all kinds of stuff about, fungus and leaves and oil and, your standard apothecary stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a scary thing, and you guys took it down pretty quickly.
Yeah, some people call us badasses, but that's...
Does anybody actually really call you that?
No, I wish
No.
they did.
Only himself.
Yeah, I expected as much. You guys seem like good people. Little
If anyone
cocky.
here gets the title, it's me.
Oh, okay, big shot. I mean, you did straight up murder it, so.
I mean, fuck that. You bathed in its blood,
Yeah.
so I mean...
He's still currently covered in blood.
This is fine.
This is fine. I'm fine.
This is fine.
And she kind of just looks at you guys and she's like, I really do appreciate you. You guys could have just easily taken me home for quick cash, because that's what most people do. But you guys actually care. So thank you.
No problem.
It's hard to come by people like you. There's a lot of people in this world that are mean and nasty, but to come across genuine people for once is it's refreshing. And she now for the first time is beginning to like take a look at each of you, and as you're eating, Scald, she looks at you and she like in the moonlight, the emblem of the Dawnfather kind of flashes through, and she looks at you and she says, I should have guessed.
Yes, we have not a perfect cleric of the order yet, but I'm learning.
Well, I think you're on the right path. And she pulls from underneath her tunic a symbol of the Wild Mother.
I figured as much. You seemed very in tune with the land.
Yeah, well, I consider that kinship.
Yes, and what is the land without the sun, and what is
the sun without the land?
sun without the land? Exactly.
Well, I guess it is fate then. I'm sure you know. The Dawnfather and the Wild Mother are very close friends. Or were when they were fighting. I'm sure they still are, but I guess it's fate. But anyway, enough about me. What are you guys here for? Obviously, you here to save a life, help. But what do you want with life?
Justice to be served.
Yeah, I get that one.
Just trying to, make this a little bit better for people.
Yeah, I mean, we can only do so much, But
The more people we can help out, the better this world does.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Exactly.
No, and you all have noble hearts. You fight for good causes, justice, peace, happiness, things that the world could use a little more of. I appreciate everything you're doing, and I'm never going to be able to fully repay it. I can only do so much for you guys, but just know, I owe you my life. Literally. But anyway, enough of the sob story. We should probably get some rest. We got a long few days ahead of us. I'll take watch, the first one at least, and you can figure out who else wants to take watch.
So I'm assuming we're splitting it up into like normal.
You can do just
four.
3. You can do 3s. You can do 4. It doesn't really change anything.
Somebody could stay up with her or something. If you want.
You can,
Like,
or 2 of you can double up. Whatever you guys want. You can double up, or you can just have one at a time and one person sleeps the whole time. Your guys' choice. I'll leave that up to you. But she will take the first watch. If somebody wants to take it with her, they can. If not, she will take it alone.
I'll take it with her.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll go sleep.
Okay, so both of you guys can make the 2 people taking watch can make perception checks. So Juniper goes ahead and she rolls a 16. Not bad.
Okay, that's good.
And what did you get?
Ooh.
8. Not bad. You
Good
spent
thing I'm watching with her.
you spent a majority of the day being very perceptive. So once you were able to lay down and kind of settle in, you kind of relaxed and stopped focusing so heavily about safety because you feel pretty safe right now. And you're just sitting by the fire. Juniper is kind of looking out about. She looks at you and she's like, "You seem a little distracted. You got anything on your mind? You all right?"
No, I'm just tired.
Yeah, I get that. What you did back there, that was pretty cool. The badger and everything. You seem pretty in touch with nature.
I've never known anything other than nature.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I mean, I grew up, in a city, so that's not really nature, but And she pulls out the symbol of the Wild Mother, the goddess of the land and nature. And she says, I, through teachings, gained a fondness for it and a respect for nature. And you seem like one who respects nature. And for that, I thank you. And
It's no problem.
and she reaches into a side pouch and she pulls out a smaller like pin, like a pin onto your clothes type, and she hands it out to you, and it's a symbol of the Wild Mother, and she says, I want you to have this. I don't like to force my faith, but just know that for your services here to the land and to me, the Wild Mother is with you.
I appreciate that.
And she
I reach out,
she
grab
answers
it.
All right, it's very beautiful. It's a very nice symbol, and it's made of solid wood carving, which is very similar to your bear totem that you hold on your chest. So you can go ahead and pin it to your clothes. You can put it in your bag. You can find a way to turn it into a necklace if you want to, but you do have a symbol or a figurine of the Wild Mother on you.
I'll pin it to my bag.
All right, you go ahead and you pin it to your bag. You fasten it, and she says, "Suits you." And
I greatly appreciate the gesture.
of course. And you go ahead and you guys finish up the watch. You go ahead and you wake up the next person, which is...
I mean, I can take the next watch.
All right, you go ahead and you don't kick Sakura awake. Because you definitely...
No, that's my move.
Yeah, that's Scald's move. You go ahead and you wake him up gently. And so, Sakura, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh, this never ends well.
10. It's not bad.
Terrible.
Better than me.
You're keeping an eye out, but you keep getting distracted by how much you reek of blood. Like
Iron.
the iron, the you can still kind of taste it a little bit.
I am Iron Man.
You are Iron Man. Yep. The fucking memes that are gonna come out of this shit.
Fucking blood Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm covered in blood. I am Iron Man.
Leading edge Iron Man suit. Let's
yeah.
go.
But you know nothing is happening. It's a clear sky, so there is light peering through. So you're not like, you don't feel, like you're in danger, but you don't feel like you're that safe. I mean, anything could happen, but you don't see anything on your watch, and you go ahead and you wake up Scald
That's good.
Oh.
as you kick him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a little
Nah,
taste of my own medicine.
I'll give him a little tap with the foot.
Yeah, just a little tap.
Okay. All right.
With
all
your
right.
bloody-
I fucking use burning hands.
Yeah,
No, I'm
burning.
just
Tap. I put my bloody boot right on your lips and call it a night.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
You wake him up.
Oh, you flick my lip with it. Oh.
Ah. Anyway, Scald, go ahead and roll a perception check for me for your night's watch.
Okay. Yeah, that's about how I fucking.
Another
I'm
10.
on the 10.
You keep getting distracted by how much Sakura smells of blood. No, just kidding.
Yeah, man, that iron is fuck. That's a bad smell.
No, you just got a lot on your
Someone
mind.
smells like shit.
You've gone through a lot in these last few days, kind of just finding your place,
Feel-
doing your deeds.
A little worried about getting to this church.
Yeah.
That we're, because I gotta head there.
Yeah, I mean, and little worried. You got to go to the Wild Mother Church. You're with somebody of the Wild Mother, which was nice. It was refreshing. You haven't talked to a lot of people on your journey, but you haven't really met another cleric, especially one that is along the same lines as you. Kind of even playing field, and it was refreshing. Talking to her was nice. It felt natural. It didn't feel forced or anything. You guys had things to talk about, and it was nice to just have another person who has gone through the same things as you, has done studies like you, albeit different studies. You learned more about the things that the Dawnfather did, and
Right.
and the ideals that he holds dear, and she learned and told you, before going to bed about the things that she learned and the wild mother's ideals, to protect nature and the land and such. And there are overlaps, but it was nice to hear a different perspective.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a whole other divination type.
Yeah, a whole other type of worship. It's very different. She goes out and she told you about times where she would go out to the beach and pray, and you typically just pray whenever the sun's out. It's different. It's similar, but it's different.
Yeah.
And neither is better than the other. Both are respectable, and at the end of the day, you both acknowledge that it being religious and being a cleric is just something that's respectable. And with that, you kind of begin thinking all these things, and before you know it, the sun begins to crest and rise. And with that, you guys go ahead and you take your long rest, all of you.
Ooh.
And so what we're going to do for the day's travel, because you have about 4 days left on your journey to Coastline, we're going to just have you guys roll a d10 per day to determine what is going to happen. I have some stuff written here to see what happens. So
Oh boy.
So each of us roll a d10?
yeah, there's 4 days. So each of you, so we'll start day 1 on your travels. We'll start with Juniper, just out of precaution. So D10, let me grab my D10, wherever it is. I will actually roll it in here so you guys can see it. D10. Alrighty. Roll that bad boy.
Who that?
Alright, a 2.
Oh.
A 2.
Starting well.
You wake up and the sun begins to crest. And as you begin to travel, packing your things, getting ready for the day, you watch as the clouds begin to darken. They become big and heavy, and you watch as it begins to rain. Washing the blood off. Ironic that that happens.
Needed a shower.
Yeah.
It's not so bad that it's not a storm. It's just raining. A springtime rain. It doesn't impede anything. It doesn't slow your time. It's just a little uncomfortable. But you go ahead and you make your way through the day without any problems. If you guys want to be doing things during these days, let me know. Just tell me, like, I want to do this. I want to do this. If you guys want to have role play moments where you talk to somebody, just tell me. But other than that, we're just going to kind of keep going through each day until somebody tells me they want to do something, all right?
Don't let Skull talk to Juniper again.
Or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You guys.
I'm
you guys choose.
awkward. I can't help it.
Yeah. You choose whatever you want. But if you guys don't want to do anything, we'll just go down the list. We'll have Volstagg roll next. So go ahead and roll that D10, my man.
Hit it, baby.
Come on, get a 10.
We're hoping for that.
Let's go.
9. You wake up. The clouds have dissipated. It is a very clear morning, a very warm morning, and you begin to travel through. You are now out of the mountain, and you are on the other side. It looks pretty similar to Unalos, the town you were in at the base of the mountain. It's very similar, but because you're going north, a little bit northwest, it begins to get a little bit warmer and a little bit more humid. But other than that, it is a clear day, perfect travel, and you make a little bit of time. You do make about half a day. So instead of arriving in the nighttime, you'll arrive about midday. So that is the second roll. And if anybody wants to do anything, let me know. If not, Sakura, I will have you roll a d10.
Anyone want to do anything?
Do we need? I mean, we're good on supplies, right? We don't need to like forage for food.
You can, but you don't necessarily need to. You bought rations and stuff.
Right. Okay, then for now I'm good.
All right.
Okay, well, let's go then.
Let's see what it is. An 8. All
Okay,
right.
so quick question: is a 0 a 10 or a 0?
A 0 is a
It's
10.
a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because if I rolled a 0, it's just like oh no.
Yeah, 0 is a 10. So an 8. All right, let me see. All right. Another great day of travel. It's not.
Let's go.
It's you don't gain anything. You don't gain any time, but it's another day of safe travel, clear skies, no wind, beautiful weather. It's starting to get a little more humid, but that just means you're getting closer and closer, and you can feel it. And so with that, the last one would be Scald. So,
Yeah.
anybody have anything to do?
No, don't think
Nope.
All right, and a 7. All right.
Or did we just go 987?
Yeah, you did just go. You did just go 987. Weird.
so.
Very weird. All right. As you're going, you begin to feel the humidity get closer and closer, and you swear you can smell the ocean. The only one who's ever really been close to the ocean would be Scald. And so this scent is familiar to you. You've been on coast before. It kind of smells like home because you are from a coast city. It's not as hot. It's actually quite nice. But the heat never really bothered you because
No,
you're
I
literally on fire.
I am a fire being.
But Volstagg and Sakura, you've never been this close to the ocean. So the smell is interesting. To you guys, it just smells like salt.
This is a salty forest.
You are now in a salty forest. Yes.
That's a
Let's
salty
go.
ass river right
That is
there.
a salty ass river. Yeah. And as you begin to get closer and closer on another beautiful day of travel, you fucking lucky bastards, you begin to approach this beautiful city. You can see it in the distance. You're still, about an hour walk away, but you begin to see the beautiful buildings. You can, Scald, you acknowledge that you can see temple-like structures and towers and just beautiful, beautiful skylines. And you can see the water peeking on the horizon. And it is a town guarded by not a big wall, but a fairly sized wall, akin to Scald, your hometown's wall, which is gigantic. It's like a 300-foot wall, but this one is more moderate sized, like 100 feet. So it's
Oh, yeah.
there's aspects of this city that are familiar to you, but some that are different. It's not a desert, but it is a coast, and it's guarded, it's protected, and it's a bustling city. And with that, as you get closer, you begin to walk in, and it is guarded by 2 guards. Both appear to be human or half-elf. You can't really tell. They have helmets on, so you can't see the ears. And as you approach, one of them steps up, holding a spear in one hand and a shield on the other, and says, "Right, what are you doing? What's your business here?"
Oh, we have come doing this job that we have retrieved our friend here, Juniper, and we are here to bring him back to their home and possibly visit, church. And I'll flash my holy symbol.
She goes ahead and she flashes hers as well, and he looks and he's like, "Wait a minute, you're the lost girl." And she looks kind of
She's
peeved.
famous.
She's kind of peeved. She's like, "Yeah, I am. So can you let us in now?" And he's like, "Yeah, right. Yeah. Get in here. Yeah, go." And he kind of does this crank thing, and the other guy goes on the other side, and they start cranking the doors open inch by inch by inch as it opens up to this beautiful coast city called Coastline for obvious reasons. And as you walk in, the salty sea air mixed with the hustle and bustle of the city is very strange to Volstagg and Sakura. You guys have not been around this many people before. You have not been in a city before. Volstag's been in towns before, but you've never been in a city before. So this is extremely uncomfortable.
Oh no.
But Scald, it feels like home. This is obviously Juniper's home. And she turns around and says, "Welcome to my home. I live just a couple minutes this way. So if you guys want to come and meet my family, and collect your reward, I'm sure, because obviously you came here for something. Yeah, if you guys want to come, I can take you. It's like a 20-minute walk."
Sure,
Of course.
absolutely.
All right, and she happily, you can see now that she's here, she's smiling, she's happy. You can tell that she feels free. You know, this is her home. So she goes ahead and she leads you through the winding roads of coastline, the beautiful, beautiful seaside city, with beautiful buildings, stone and brick, not a lot of wood, which peeves you a little bit, Volstagg, because, you're more akin to wood, but at least it's not metal.
Mm-hmm.
It's stone, clay, natural stuff from the earth. And she goes ahead and she brings you to this moderately sized home. Gray exterior with a blue roof. A chimney with smoke currently pouring about. And she says, "It's crazy. Yeah, you don't know how much you miss home until you're back. Honestly, there was a moment in time where I didn't think I was gonna be back. So, once again, thank you guys."
Literally our pleasure.
All right, let's go meet the family. And she knocks on the door and opens into it, and you can see that this is a very quaint home. It's a decently sized house, but the furniture is very mellow. Nothing too fancy, nothing crazy. It's just a standard, simple seaside home. Well, a standard, simple seaside home seems like an oxymoron, because any seaside home is probably very expensive. But anyway,
Yeah.
you walk in and you see there's a sitting area with a bookshelf and lots of books, and a kitchen area where you see an older, not too old because of how Aarakocra's mature, an older male Aarakocra, also of hummingbird descent for the players. And I never really described Juniper too well, so let me give some context. She is a hummingbird. The main coloration is a grayish brown coloration, and the chin and like the stomach is a very light purple color. And you see this older male Aarakocra who is of the same gray coloration, but instead of the purple, the color is a green. It's very, very interesting. It's a weird clash of colors. It's like gray and then green. It's like, that doesn't seem right. But as you all walk in, he looks up and he runs towards Juniper, and she kind of backs up, like pointing at the wing, and she's like, I got a little hurt. And he just gently hugs her and says, "I can't believe you're back. We thought you were dead." And he looks up at the three of you, and he smiles and he says, "Thank you for bringing back our baby."
Yes. Thank you for putting the job out there.
We were so worried it wasn't gonna reach farther than the city. We thought maybe people were just gonna ignore it. Thank you. And he comes up and he gives you guys all a hug. Skips the
I
hand.
will awkwardly
Skips the handshake. Goes straight for the hug.
one
I
arm
stand
just
up like a plank.
Yeah.
Just awkwardly pat his head.
This awkward this
Little
awkward
pets.
band of heroes. How do they react to a hug?
awkwardly.
Awkwardly,
Very
awkwardly,
awkward.
very much so.
Incredibly awkward.
He looks at Juniper and he says, "You should go see your mom." And his smile kind of dissipates. It's a little bit more somber. And she says, "Yeah." And she goes into a back room and he looks at you and says, my name's Yarrow. Juniper's dad. Thank you for bringing her back. We were just worried for her. But obviously she's safe now. So thank you.
Yeah, she definitely has the warrior spirit. I'll tell you that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
She learned that from her mom. I've never been one for exploring.
Speaking of, we did hear she's not doing too well.
And he clearly is upset about it.
Yeah.
He says,
Um,
"Yeah, she's been sick for a while now, and it's the reason why Juniper left."
So, I don't want to get your hopes up, but we may have acquired the thing she set out for.
You watch as his face lights up, and he looks at you and says, "You're kidding? That fungus was a myth."
A myth, yes, but no, we your daughter was the main driving force
And
to get us there.
And you watch as from behind out in the corridor that you just came from, Juniper is helping a sickly Eric Cochran woman, not much older than Juniper herself, walk out. She's skinny and frail and has a walking stick that she is currently going through. She looks like as if she was an older, much older woman, but you can tell from the face that she's not that old. And she walks out and she says, "I was told that we have some saviors in the house."
Yeah, well, your daughter.
And she looks down at her and says, "I knew you could do it. I didn't want to lose you." And Juniper looks up at her and says, "I did it so I didn't have to lose you. I did everything to make sure that I didn't lose you, and you didn't lose me." And she lies her down on a couch in the living quarters, and she says, "We found it. We could cultivate it, Mom. We could use it. We could heal others. But I don't know how much time you have left, and I don't know how long it'll take for this to grow." And she looks up from the couch and just grabs Juniper's hand and says, "We don't always have to be the heroes, you know. I know your heart is good, but maybe something like this is meant to die off. I don't mean to sound selfish, but all this would do is cause people to come and try to steal it from us, capitalize on it, try to make money off of something that we want to use for good. We can't. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, you want to save as many people as you can, but on the other, how many bad people are going to come knocking at our door, forcing us to give it to them? It's not worth it.
Well, you could always just make the one potion for you. And then there would be no more to do. And if anybody else wants it, it's a myth. It was a myth before. It's a myth again. We can make sure that it doesn't kill you.
Juniper, he's right. I mean, everybody thinks it's a myth anyway. And if word gets out that it's not, we're gonna have a really bad situation on our hands. You know how the government works. Everything has to be to their accord.
And I just click my tongue to that.
Yeah. So I would suggest, we just start working on healing you.
She looks around. Juniper does. You're right. No, you're right. It's only going to cause more problems. As long as we get
we
you
always
healthy.
we always want to think about the many, but right now it's the few that matter.
You're right. No, you're right. I think in the end it would just cause more pain for people. Imagine finding out about something that could heal a family member and realizing it costs 300 gold. Because the government took it.
America.
Might as well not give people hope at all. If nobody knows about it, nobody's hopes get up. Alright. She stands up. Scald. Can you help me?
Of course.
We can get this made quickly and get it in her system as soon as possible.
I'm here to help.
And she clears off a table and she tells her father to go grab, some materials like, a pestle and mortar, different little spices and plants and herbs and things. And she goes ahead and she starts placing it out on the table and she says, okay, here, I need you to do this. And she hands you, the pestle and mortar, and you start grinding things down into a powder. She begins to take the fungus and start, drying it out, getting all the moisture out to get the pure essence of the dry material. And she begins to crush it and crack it. And together for about an hour, you guys go ahead and work on this. So I need both of you to make a medicine check or one to have advantage. Your choice.
I want to give her advantage because I don't trust my rolls, but I mean I got pretty good wisdom. I'll aid her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she has advantage, and so she goes ahead and she rolls once. That's pretty good. That's probably gonna do it. That is a 22, and the second for advantage is even higher with a 23.
Damn.
There we go.
She knows what she's doing. She learned from her mother. And you can see that her mother is very proud during all of this. And you are not really akin to the potion making process, but you know a shit ton about medicine. And basically what you're doing is you're just following every instruction she gives you. She says, I need you to do this. You do it. I need you to hold this. You hold it. I need you to shake this for about 5 minutes. You do it. It's tedious.
I'm the happy little helper.
You're the happy little helper. Yeah, you're master chefing this shit. And Volstagg,
yes.
Volstagg and Sakura, you guys are just sitting down watching this happen.
Playing with my turtle.
Yeah, playing with your turtle, sharpening daggers. You converse with the father for a little bit, just about random crap to kind of break the awkwardness. Nothing really that interesting. And after about an hour, you watch as she holds up this bottle of a very purple, kind of pearlescent liquid. And she says, "It's done. We did it." And she says, "All right, are you ready, Mom?" And you can see that she sits up on her own, which seems like maybe she shouldn't have done that. But you can tell that there's strength in this woman. It's just being sapped from her. And she sits up and she says, "Let's do it." And you watch as Juniper holds her mother's head, and she says, "Scald, could you help and help her drink it?"
Of course. Like raise her head, kind of like tilt it back a little.
And you begin to, she lets go and you kind of put your hands where her hands were to hold her head in place gently, and she goes ahead and she slowly starts pouring this liquid down her mother's body, and it's a hefty amount of liquid, and she drinks it all. And you watch as she takes a deep breath, and there is no immediate response. That would be absurd. But you can see almost immediately the skin does begin to fill with color a bit. Nothing too crazy, not a huge difference, right? And it's not skin, it's more like feathers. But you watch as the gray body of the family, they're all gray with different colors. The mother's is blue. The color is blue. You watch as the blue begins to grow a little more vibrant. The gray looks a little less of a sickly gray than it did before. She's still very frail and weak. But you do sense that something has changed. And with that, she begins to lie down and falls asleep. And
Let her rest.
Juniper stands up. She says, I'm never gonna be able to repay you for this. You saved my
The
life.
fact that she is living is payment enough.
You saved my life and hers. I don't know how I could even pay you. And the dad walks up and says, but I do. And he hands you a giant sack of money. And he says, I know your hearts are good, and you didn't necessarily do it for the money. But you've saved 2 lives today. And for that, I have to pay you. I have to. It's only fair. And he hands you the bag, Scald.
Okay.
And he says, the payment originally, I'm sure you didn't get much info, was 400 gold for finding Juniper.
Wow. That's a payment.
She's our pride and joy. And here, and he hands you another sack.
That was a lot.
And he says, this is for saving my wife. And it's 200 extra.
Jesus. Fuck. All right, I was gonna give the money back, but if they got this much gold, fuck, they don't need it.
So that's 600. Oh, thank goodness, that's an even split.
That's 600. And he says,
So yeah, 200 each.
and
200 each.
he sees the shock on your guys' face, and he says, I know. But you gotta understand. You saved my daughter and my wife. The only things that I have. Without them, it doesn't matter how much money I have. So-
You could have just bought another fucking daughter and wife.
Jesus, that's fucked.
Yo, we
That's-
don't have to go there.
You don't
but
have to
I
go there,
agree.
but it's true. He could have. You got to think about it, man. They work for a fucking church.
My God.
These guys are loaded.
they work for a church, bro. You got to think about that for a minute.
Oh, that was just.
You got any more missing family members?
Got anybody else to be fucking saving shit?
But he
See you guys all the time.
yeah, he looks at you guys and says, "Genuinely, thank you. And if you ever need anything from us, just let us know. We owe you a debt, and even all that money, is still just a tip of the iceberg." And he turns around, and Juniper walks up and says, "You guys are something else. I do thank you, and like my dad said, you need me, I'll be there, no matter what it is." And she just says, "Thank you guys." And she says, "Well, we should let Mama rest.
Yeah, I
There's
think we should find an inn for the night.
yeah, there's an inn. Just you said you have to go to the temple, right?
Yes, I was gonna
Yeah.
take care of that on the morrow.
Yeah. There's an inn about a block away, maybe 2. You can stay there, and then in the morning you can head to the temple. And she begins to start walking you guys out. And she looks at you guys and she says, "Oh, before you go, what do we call you?" And that's where we're gonna end the episode for tonight.
Good, so we got time to think about the
So
name.
you got
Good.
time to think about a name.
Yeah, cool.
Uh,
because I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I had to ask the question, but I knew you guys didn't know. And with that, you guys have to discover your name, and we will find out what that means. And
Take or death. Is the
and
name.
Awkward
you guys
adventures.
level up to level 3, baby.
Hey.
Soul knives. Let's go.
I don't
So
remember how to do that.
I will walk you guys through the process a little bit
Point.
later. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. A little bit more of an eventful episode, a little bit more touching, but it's all a part of storytelling. So thank you guys for being here with me per usual, my 3 friends. You guys are amazing. And congratulations, you've leveled up, saved a life, and received a shit ton of money.
Woo! We have indeed.
So
We're loaded.
you're loaded. So with that,
We're rich, bitch.
So loaded.
thank you guys for watching. We love you guys a lot. We appreciate the support, and we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.